Hey everyone, welcome to your timeless, no contact love reading. My name is Natalie and this is Eve's Rising Tarot. And because this is a general collective reading geared towards the collective and not a one-to-one, I would ask that you please connect with and use your intuition throughout the duration of the reading so that you're able to decipher and determine what messages are meant for you to take and what are meant to leave behind. And if you take those, it only confuses you. So intuition is paramount. Please don't watch my readings unless you are comfortable with trusting your intuition. That being said, we'll tap into how your person is viewing this connection right now. The strongest crossing and connecting love energies present in the connection. What they're keeping from you, what they're drawn to most in you, any intentions they may have. And then we'll shift at that point to focusing on you. And it's my belief that people are teachers and they come into our lives to help us learn about ourselves through the mirror of the experience. And so we will reflect on what needs to be learned, brought into the awareness, released, whatever the case may be on your end of this experience, because it's a two-way street, right? And that will give you the focus on what you can look at and shift your attention to help you navigate this connection with open eyes, open heart, and for your highest good. So with that in mind, let's get into it. How is your person viewing this connection right now? What is their overall energy towards this connection and its presence in their life right now? Time. A sense of waiting cycles, moments. So their energy is feeling like right now, possibly it's either too late or it's not the right time to approach it. Let's see what else. An open heart, receptive, empathy, vulnerable. It's time to have a moment with you, to open, to be vulnerable, to speak up. Let's put that here. And distance, separation, space, blockage. So feeling somehow in a sense of time, it doesn't feel right. Maybe a sense of confusion in approaching this or breaking the silence or speaking up. Whatever it is that is happening on in their experience. So they're aware of, they're feeling the distance. It's in their experience. So if there was any wonder for you, are they thinking of me, or is this a situation that they even care about? There is a sense of that, right? Feeling possibly like it's time to be vulnerable and to break this space and this distance and to close the gap. And I want to say that time and open heart have come out several times in the readings before, and all of these decks that I used are cleansed in between readings, so this is a repeat message, it sounds like. How are you each viewing each other? What are your energies towards one another right now? Your energy towards them. Oh, that's really interesting. Queen of Cups. You keep your feelings close to your chest. They are deep and vast and ever present. You feel very strongly towards this person. You feel very emotionally connected. But you are approaching it with a sense of maturity and patience. I see this queen sitting here staring straight forward, which to me that translates to being present and staying put. So you are not chasing. You are staying in your power, possibly in a magnetic energy. And then Three of Wands. Let's see. And this could be Three of Wands is Aries energy. So feeling like sitting in your power, having these intense, possibly repressed or unspoken or kept concealed feelings for your person is feeling very intense. They're growing. And the passion that you feel for this person is getting stronger day by day. There's a strong desire for you to, collaborate or to move forward. It's a passionate connection that you're really feeling very inspired by and opened up because of. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Okay, their energy towards you. Feeling the distance. Possibly feeling regret in what has been lost in the connection and the friendship and possibly communication, conversation, time spent together. They're feeling the loss of it, right? Your person is with you feeling focused on past events. Whatever emotional thing ended between the two of you, their mind is still heavily and ever present on it. So in a sense, I see your person stuck on what's happened already, not feeling or not present in a sense of processing it and working through it, just kind of repeating what's happened. But in a sense, there is an opportunity to move forward if your person could take their focus off of this sense of loss or shift or change in what's happened between the two of you. Why the Five of Cups, Spirit? Why the Five of Cups? Two of Pentacles. This kind of feels like somebody who is keeping their hands full with activities or work or hobbies or things to do. It could be a job, right? Because whenever they are not busy, their mind goes back to the loss and the sadness of the situation. Your person is not in a space where they're seeing a way to get out of the experience of what's happened between the two of you. Okay, let's see. Tell me more about that and your person's thoughts in that sense. This Five of Cups and Two of Pentacles. What more can you tell me about that, Spirit? Something to say. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time. And right here, waiting, time. So that's confirmation. There's something I want to say. I want to be brave. I want to open my heart to you. I want to be vulnerable. Maybe you have been vulnerable towards them or opened your heart and said some things that were uncomfortable. And because you're in this Queen of Cups energy, this deeply feeling, compassionate, loving, incredibly in tune with their emotions type of person. And you spoke true to them, and they're feeling like, well, I feel like there's something I want to say. They're really feeling the distance and the space between the two of you. All right. Let's see here. What is the strongest connecting energy between you and this person right now? What is the strongest connecting energy right now, existing between and felt by both? Strongest connecting spirit. Fun and adventure, joy. It's time to play and get reacquainted with your childlike self. Open up to your sense of adventure and fantasy. You've been way too serious and moving through the motions. Snap out of it and have some fun. Strongest connecting energy is you guys are both feeling you're missing each other. You wanna go back to lightness, fun, laughter, flirtation. Just being in each other's presence when things weren't so heavy, right? This is where you're both on common ground. I want to get a little bit more about that. Spirit, can you please clarify this connecting energy for the viewer and their person? Fun and adventure and joy. Why fun and adventure and joy, Spirit? Two cards wanted to come out. The Captain and the Hound. Loyalty, chains, promises, and then the Captain taking command, teamwork. And I had noticed on the bottom of the deck when I looked under it, partnerships, teamwork, right? Support. You were being guided to reach out to form partnerships and alliances. That was on the bottom here. I was instantly drawn in this imagery to the wolf coming down on a blade that is shattering. And what does that speak to me? The Hound, loyalty, chains, promises. What is a hound but loyal? I mean, dogs are man's best friend, right? They are total embodiment and something for us to witness unconditional love. And this sword shattering, swords represent the ego, the mind, communication, truth of the voice. Possibly this could be loyalty and unconditional love will shatter the ego, the mind. Right? Perhaps there's a sense of feeling held back by the pride of the mind. And then connecting energy. So there's also, in a sense, feeling loyal to one another, connected to one another, or a pure love for each other that is unconditional. Maybe something that's never been experienced from each side of the fence. Lanterns here hanging in the stars, in the light, and two hands being shook. Taking command and teamwork. Maybe one of you, and I'm not sure who it is feeling guided to take command or to step forward and extend the olive branch or make the gesture to bring awareness and understanding and a sense of clarity in what's actually happening as opposed to what picture the mind is painting. So fun and joy. It's time to play and get reacquainted with your childlike self. Open up to your sense of adventure and fantasy. Take command of your life. You have the choice to step into that childlike way of looking at this connection. How could it be approached with a sense of less heaviness is what I'm kind of feeling. Chains here could be a need to let go of those chains, like the ego clinging to it has to be this way, or they have to come to me first, or or it's not going to go anywhere. Maybe there's a bending or shifting, and I'm seeing a willow tree. I don't know why, like a weeping willow blowing in the wind. And it's a time for maybe if somebody doesn't bend, there will be a breakage and a severance, right? A separation. This distance will continue. Let's see here. What is the strongest crossing energy between you and the person you're here for? What is the strongest crossing? The house. The dough. Always with the house, I hear that song from Desperado. Back to the house. or something like that by Tito and Tarantula. Lyrics could mean something. If you want to look up the lyrics to that song, I think it's Tito and Tarantula and Back to the House or The House or something. The strongest crossing energy is the house. Is an unwillingness to leave this room of comfort of thought and to go into the other areas of perception and a vantage point that is different, possibly an unwillingness to go into and look at the perception and in the shoes of your person. And I do want to read about this one. Let's see. The house. Or just house. Okay. I'm like hearing the lyrics in my head, and I think that it says something about pride. And I had mentioned pride when I saw this, is that the loyalty and words and communication of unconditional love, right, with no expectation, just speaking true with kindness in your heart and vulnerability and authenticity will shatter the pride and can open an opportunity for the lightness to come in, the childlike wonder, the play, the courting, right? Whatever that case is. The house refers to the psyche, secrets, and discovery. House represents the inner self or psyche. In dreams, rooms in a house represent different areas of the subconscious. Recurring dreams of a house indicate that our subconscious, or your subconscious, is asking you to explore each room and uncover all hidden areas, discovering the secrets within. This could be the strongest crossing energy as an unwillingness to step outside of your present paradigm or way of thought and to be more open-minded in this connection. I'm getting that this connection is an opportunity for you to repeat a cycle or for you to choose a new, more conscious way of experiencing a connection with a person. Those just came to me. The atmosphere or condition of the rooms will bring insight into the mind. Darkness or light, any sense, and all appearances should be noted. And this is in reference to dreams. So maybe one of you has had a dream about a house that could be confirmation or symbolism or an opportunity to look into what that meant in your dream. The house may contain hallways, doors, barriers, guardians, windows, even the sense of a presence. Does the presence feel comfortably familiar or ominous? Previously undiscovered areas will likely feel uncomfortable at first. Discovering untraversed parts of your psyche can lead to a better understanding of yourself, your motivations, and what brings personal happiness into your life. So, and for some reason, I'm seeing this connection here. You are somebody who feels deeply. Your heart runs so deep, but it is not open to just everybody. You're very thoughtful and mindful, and not necessarily guarded, but very selective with who you allow into your emotional space and realm. And with her sitting there, lips closed, holding her deep emotions close to her chest, not moving, not chasing, she's very comfortable in that room. That room where she feels like she is the queen of her domain. And that doesn't mean you're a woman, and it doesn't mean you're a man. Take it as it resonates. A person who feels like they're the big fish in the little pond in this area of comfort of thought. And so that could be speaking to an opportunity that perhaps you're not seeing or that you're turning a cheek to, that is asking you to leave that room and to go to a place that maybe makes you feel a little bit less in control, less powerful. Okay, I want to get a little bit more for you on the house. But what do I want to get it from? This one. This is the one. I saw, I don't know why 1941 was the time on the clock, and I just felt called to say that. Okay, why the house? Spirit, please clarify house is the crossing energy for the viewer and their person of interest. Why the house? 3, 2, 1. Why the house? Clarifying for you, I have to make this work. Ease, comfort, right? Also, the mind, yellow. I have to make this work, this singular room where I feel very powerful in my domain. I have to keep on this path, and I just have to be steady with this and stay in that, and they'll come to me, or something will change, or eventually. But it feels like this is a path and a process that you have done before, or possibly a different face, a different scenario, but the same response or mentality within you. I have to make this work. So this is you in your comfort, in how you're approaching this. So this is a call to broaden your mind. I'm hearing that lady with the big round glasses and the frizzy curly hair in Harry Potter. Broaden your minds. Okay. You need to ease your grip on life so that it can lead the way. So that it can lead the way. So that life can happen and you can flow with it. The soul flows, the ego controls, right? So you need to ease your grip on life so that it can lead the way. There is an outcome brighter than you can imagine. Crossing energy is being in this mindset of I have to make this work. What I'm doing, it has to work. And this could be staying quiet, right? Keeping these feelings to yourself, not really speaking out loud, possibly assuming that your person knows how you feel, and getting to the point, the boiling point where those emotions are just going to come out like a volcanic explosion. That looks like it's what's happening. Speak your truth. I am at ease with life. Is life calling you to speak up and say how you feel, and you are choosing to stay silent? Take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. They're another yellow card for them. And it's so interesting how this all connects. So your person's energy towards the connection, 5 of Cups. If you feel called to look more into that, right? I feel trapped is what's clarifying this house. I feel trapped in this yellow mindset that is focused on what is lost. This 3 of Cups. What does the 3 of Cups represent? Merry, good times, friendships, happiness, good conversation, good connection, right? Just think of having fun with people that you adore and you enjoy being in their presence, right? And then the loss of that. So I feel trapped in the sadness and the focus on the past, and I can't get out of it. That is the door or the space within their house that they're in the psyche, and it's not a happy one. So your person is being called to allow the parts of themselves that they hide to make themselves known, to speak their truth. So this feels like both parties, no contact for sure, but both parties are, I have something to say. There is silence here by choice, and it could be driven and motivated by pride. Who will break first? Okay. I am trapped. So your person is being called to integrate the experience of how things have shifted and to be present in the feelings and the emotions of it, but they are kind of halted. And then there's 2 more cards of yellow on the bottom. Things will never change and I have nothing left. Black pepper and massage. Ease into speaking your truth, and your person is being called to integrate what has essentially been lost, and to alchemize and to flow with what they've learned and to evolve. But instead they choose to distract with some sort of work or hobby or activity, something that they do. Okay, let's see. What is it that your person is most drawn to and magnetized about you? What is it that they find the most irresistible, possibly conscious or unconscious, whatever the case may be? What is it energetically that they are drawn to? Let's get 2 cards. 3, 2, 1. Three of Wands again. The fact that they know you have deep emotions, but you keep silent. Interesting. Possibly that you don't let your passions and your drive control you. You're very measured, calculated, and you are a seeker of knowledge. So your person is really drawn to your composure. It feels like your person knows that there's something that you want to say or something that you're keeping quiet about, but they admire your discipline to stay controlled. And you're ever seeking of knowledge and pursuit, right? And then the Ace of Wands on the bottom. So this is resisting your ability to possibly resist them. Maybe this person is very attractive and they know that you think they're very attractive. And so maybe you are someone who has not let this attraction draw you in. You've stayed on your path. You've kept to your focus, which your focus is a seeker of knowledge, learning, understanding, evolving, growing, traveling mentally. 2 of Cups on the bottom. What are they keeping from you? What important aspect in this connection is your person not saying, not letting you know? What important aspect is being kept from you? I don't know why. For something I'm being drawn to is about like the commingling of the mind and the passions. Being the house is a crossing energy, and this house is surrounded by a red and yellow sky. This does feel like the mind is making foggy and confusing what the spirit is guiding right now. What the heart is guiding. Right, what they're keeping from you. The Lovers. Number 6. The connection I have with you is so deep and profound on all possible levels. Sexual, spiritual, emotional, and intellectual. Has this card come out before? This card has come out before. This card has come out before. That is a Fool. I'm ready to take a leap of faith and jump into the unknown with you. For the first time in my life, I allow myself to have faith and trust God. Interesting. What are their intentions right now as it stands? What are your person's intentions towards you? Let's get one card. Something is coming to me as I'm looking at this Hound card, and I'm thinking of the Hound, kind of the Hounds in, if anyone's seen Game of Thrones. The House Bolton and Ramsay Bolton and his hounds, and how he's basically trained them to hunt after humans, right? It's really, really super horrific. But if left hungry long enough, that passion and that drive will devour the master, right? Which is, I'm seeing the sword as the pride and the mind. And that it feels like it's connecting to with this Three of Wands, which is denying the passion that's felt, resisting it, staying put, not voicing it, not acting on it. It's just bubbling and growing within. It's a desire that is not being succumbed to or not given into, because it doesn't feel like a negative thing. It feels like a natural, healthy attraction that you have to your person that you are not acting on. And the longer you hold off or hold out and keep that to yourself, the stronger it gets within you. And that hound, it feels like breaking the chains that bind. The hound. I feel like I want to read about it. Maybe there's something here. Let's see. The hound. Oh, where is it? $38 could be a number that means something in age. And that's the page it's on. 38. The hound paces, awaiting orders. In swearing their loyalty to another, they have learned their place in the world and what is most important to them, but they have also lost their freedom. The hound's devotion comes from a deep love, blinding them to a life beyond the person they are sworn to. The hound's devotion comes from a deep love. And I made mention of unconditional love, right? Dogs unconditionally love. Blinding them to a life beyond the person they are sworn to. They have found security in knowing where their next meal comes from, but some part of them is still yearning for the wild. And that is what I saw in the imagery, is that being deprived of the sustenance will eventually resort to the animalistic base, like actions being taken, you know? Promises are not made lightly, and you may be starting to realize that an agreement you made has come with more restrictions than you thought. Keeping your word is important, but don't let yourself be taken advantage of. It's not too late to decide that a relationship, disagreement, or situation no longer benefits you. Don't hold on to ties out of misguided sense of loyalty or lost time. Sometimes the best path of action is to break free and start again. And this feels like The Ties That Bind. I always hear that. So that's another song from Bruce Springsteen. So that's so interesting. The Ties That Bind, Bruce Springsteen. The lyrics, look those lyrics up to that song. They may have meaning to you. The Ties That Bind. That song speaks to also what I had made mention of you holding back what you feel and the passion for this person, keeping it under wraps and quiet. This also could, I'm getting that speaking up, not aggressively or impulsively, but very, measured and in a very authentic, just flowing way, could possibly be what is needed to snap this person out of focusing on the loss of you and this connection. They're not processing it very well or healthily, or really they're kind of stuck in a phase of processing it and not moving beyond it. Okay, let's see. Okay, I just wanted to read about that. What is it that, what are your person's intentions towards you at this time? What are their intentions towards you as it stands? Nothing. No movement. Trying to find stability and peace within their mind and their thoughts. possibly taking a break from, pursuing you. Thinking about this situation and you and what's happened is very taxing mentally for this person. So your person is using this Two of Pentacles energy to keep the mind busy, right? Keeping it present with possibly hobbies, work, whatever the case may be, so that they don't think. So their intentions towards you is Four of Swords. No movement towards you, no intentions towards you at this time. Anything else, Spirit? Okay. Nothing there. And what is Spirit calling you to bring your awareness to right now? What are you being called to see that is not in your awareness at this time? 3, 2. Surrender to Spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let Spirit work its magic for you. Once you have done everything you can to achieve a goal, have you done everything you can? Do you feel like you have done everything on your part to make it very clear and known to your person where you stand? Have you spoken your truth? Have you let them know how you view this connection, how you view them? Possibly that you miss them, or you'd like time with them, whatever the case may be, whatever you're keeping under wraps in that deep well of emotional depth you carry. Take a leap of faith. Your person is feeling that they are ready to take a leap of faith, but they feel for you in a way that is deeply profound on all levels, that is unexpected. They didn't expect to feel for you the way that they do. And they have said, there's something I really want to share with you. Okay, anything else that wants to come out for what you're being called to bring your awareness to? 3. Surrender your addictions. And I also see a woman with a mask. The addiction could be the pattern of hiding yourself, of not speaking up, of not saying who you are, how you feel, and how you view life. And that's a really interesting thing. I don't know, my mind just works in weird ways, but the eyes and then the bottom, it just looks like a mask, right? The captain. What is the captain? Someone in charge. Maybe the addiction is to being in charge, to making people bend to your will and your sense of control of how you want circumstances to go. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Surrender your addiction. So this will definitely be different for each of you. And it's not, just a substance thing that falls under the category of addiction. Food, people, sex, overworking, behaviors, right? Being in control could be an addiction. All right, let's see here. What else would Spirit like to say to you? This is the point where we'll shift the focus to you. And if any of this is connecting and resonating with you, please, take the time to like, share, comment, subscribe. It is very much appreciated. What would you like to say to the collective? Progress. As I recognize the divine within me, I move forward on my spiritual path. Today, I honor my needs. And what are your needs? The needs that you're not speaking up about? I honor my needs, observe my inner world, and maintain a positive attitude. I trust in my inner strength and abilities. I grow each day knowing that God's opinion of me is what matters most. So a message or an opportunity to shift from wondering about what this person thinks about you to, the divine's opinion of you in your actions, in your thoughts, in the quality of your kingdom of heaven within. Anything else that wants to come out, Spirit, for the collective and their highest good? My creative power. I recognize the power of my thoughts to shape my world. I choose to use them to create a universe of joy and harmony. Joy is the strongest connecting energy between you and this person you're here for. Today, I maintain a positive attitude, knowing I have the power to create love and peace through your actions, through your thoughts. This feels like a message to put some contemplation into how you can move forward away from your present house room into the next room. By making it a soulful action as opposed to an egoic, self-serving, superior action. The divine would bring out humble, right? It would bring out authenticity and vulnerability and trust and faith. So in how you communicate to this person, and this mountain and the particular shape of it is reminding me of a dream I had. And I feel called and guided to share the dream, but there was a time in my life where I'd met somebody who was a mirror that triggered everything in me that I didn't even realize was there, right? And I had said a very heartfelt and deep prayer to the divine, to my guides, to my higher self, to show me the way, to show me the path. And that night, I had a very vivid dream where I was on some two-way, quiet road winding up some mountains in a setting that looked tropical, right? But from where I was standing, it was just mountains and, greenery and just like forest, like Amazon-looking foliage. And in the distance, there was a mountain that was very triangular in shape. And for some reason, my awareness and my sights were set on that mountain. And as I looked at the mountain, I felt the earth underneath me begin to shake as if like an earthquake. And as it began to shake, I saw that mountain start to form huge cracks in it where, the rocks and stuff were falling away. And what was taking shape was like a gigantic, literal mountain-sized monster. And the monster was very comparable to the size and look of maybe a hybrid of many of the monsters in Pacific Rim. Just really humongous, and it had like a little, I don't know, it's crazy. But I remember as I saw that monster take its form and turn into that monster from the mountain, my heart sank. There was this knowingness within me that there was nowhere to run to outrun something so big and fast and beyond me, right? So there's just this feeling of just hopelessness and just depth in my chest. And anyway, somehow I ended up in my car and I was driving and trying to run away from it. And then, I didn't ever see the mountain like move and come towards me, but somehow in the dream, the mountain had shifted into like a really lifted, souped up like truck that was like a deep forest green, like kind of not matte, but like that solid style of paint where it's not really like sparkly. And the essence of what I saw in the mountain, that fear of that monster had carried and was being represented symbolically as the truck, and it was chasing me, and I felt no matter how fast I went that I couldn't outrun it. So there was a sense in me of just giving in, and I pulled over to like a little dirt pull off, and there was just a dirt pull off where my car was, and there's like a little guardrail and then kind of just a steeper drop on the side, and it was like around a curve. And I like unbuckled my seatbelt, and for some reason I crawled into the back seat, and I just like tucked and like braced for whatever was going to happen with this huge fear, right, that was being represented in the dream. And there was such a long time where I was waiting for whatever I was waiting to happen, and it just never happened. And then all of a sudden, I recall this truck pulling over, and I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw, a man walking towards me, and I tucked my head down. I was like, okay, it's going to happen. And then all of a sudden there was just a stillness and a quiet, as if, how after it snows, there's just that peaceful, muffled silence, and nothing happened. So I got up, and as I got up, I looked out of the front of my windshield, and in front of my vehicle was many different pots filled with different types of plants and like bushes that were all green, and some of them had white flowers on them. And there was just this knowingness instantly, symbolically in the dream. I knew that what had happened by allowing the fear to be felt and not running from it and just facing it. First of all, it wasn't as scary as it was in my head, right? And there's actually a gift and a renewal and a new opportunity for a new start, which is what was represented by the white flowers, new life, abundance, opportunity, a new path. And so basically this dream was telling or pointing to me this need to share this thing with this person that I was deathly afraid to share with them. And then when I shared it with them, it wasn't a big deal. I was just like, oh, okay, well, I've been like creating this monster of a story in my head for literal years, right? And it was fine. And this may have meaning to you. It may be pointing to you that there's possibly some fear monster that you're creating in your experience in your head that is not painting a true picture of the reality of the circumstances that's actually going on, right? And this kind of goes back to something that I'd shared about resting and being comfortable in not knowing, letting that feeling of not having the answers just be, right? Not trying to fill the lack of understanding of a situation with projections and worries and fears and all of this stuff. Just let it be, flow with it, right? And just, keep your mind healthy and focused towards things that matter to you, and keep loving on yourself and understanding yourself, journaling, taking care of your mind, body, and soul in your daily routine. And just be okay in that lack of not knowing all the answers, right? All right, and what guidance does Spirit have for you? What guidance does Spirit have for you? I saw 48:48 on the clock. And I feel like I want to look that up. Guidance. Who can I serve today is the guidance. In a world taking soul to soul, or in a world lacking soul to soul connection, small and simple acts are what create the biggest and most lasting impact. We shift our own pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. Who needs you today? Today's soul action, listen to your heart. Who needs you? And this really could be a message that your person being in this 5 of Cups energy, and feel free to look up and get a more in-depth understanding of what this card means. The 5 of Cups It's a really sad, hopeless energy that's really fueled by being stuck on past events and not being present and moving through them, right? So listen to your heart, who needs you. Make one soulful connection today and give solely to spread more love, expecting nothing in return. So this feels like a message for you to step into that fear monster and face it and speak your truth to this person with no expectation of receiving confirmation or, that they have the same feelings or whatever back. Just speak your truth because it needs to be spoken, right? And that's this one. Progress. All right, and I wanted to look up 4848. I just felt called to. Let's see. Don't want this to tip over. Let's see if it goes up. It might not go up that high to those high numbers. We can look it up. "48 is intention setting. So your angels are indicating that you've entered a period when it's very easy to get what you ask for. The paths are clear. Write down an intention today that is reflective of your authentic self and place it somewhere you will see it often." And that might be a call too for you to look it up, 4848, so that message like amplified or doubled, right? Okay, and I think I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope it was helpful for you, and if it was, please let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback and how it connected with your experience. And I'm sending you guys all so much love. I will talk to you soon.